Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphreys here. Welcome to this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. So I'm doing this podcast in anticipation of 2017. So it's amazing. I say this every year. It seems like the years go by quicker and quicker. The perception of time, I think, somehow changes. And so this podcast, I think, is really relevant to anyone that reflects back on 2016 and maybe got caught in a lot of inertia, didn't make the progress they wanted, or maybe you made some great progress, but you just want to do a reset for 2017 and you want to get refocused on your goals, and you have some additional goals to make 2017 professionally even better. So I want to talk about some of the specific steps that we should be thinking about as we go into 2017 and begin setting our objectives or our goals for the new year. So the first thing is that there's at some level a desire on your part to lift your game, that you're a little bit frustrated in certain areas. You know, have you lost the 10 pounds you wanted to? In the area of health, has that improved? Are you still procrastinating? That was an area that maybe you wanted to get rid of. Maybe your communication skills could be enhanced. Maybe you understand that doing presentations publicly could take your career to the next level, but fear has kept you from doing those kinds of things. So we all have things in our professional lives that can put a ceiling on our trajectory moving forward in terms of our goals. So what are the steps that we need to think about? So the first step is we need to do an assessment. So you really do need to sort of sit back and review the last year and be brutally honest with yourself. We have a great ability to rationalize away deficits in our lives, and yet the way that we make progress is to really face those issues in our lives and then try to constructively make improvement. So that's really critical. We often talk about the Resilient Professional ebook that we put together, and I'd really encourage you to, if you haven't done it, ebook's packed full of a lot of great information, and one of the chapters in there is basically a self-assessment tool where it looks at all the functional areas that lead to enhanced energy and resiliency, and you go through each of those questionnaires and get a pretty objective idea about where you sit in each of those functional areas. That can create sometimes some motivation to get serious about improvement. So again, sometimes we're not conscious of those deficits, and by going through an objective analysis, that can raise our consciousness, create some concern, maybe a little bit of anxiety, to motivate us to take action. So I think the first thing is make sure you do a self-assessment and reflect back on the last year. Yes, celebrate your victories, things that went well, but be brutally honest with yourself. What can you do to improve your game? The next thing you need to do is you need to re-engage with a powerful why. I think that the whole issue of drive and motivation and goal setting is powerfully impacted, obviously, by our why. So Simon Sinek, a few years ago, wrote the book, The Power of Why. Really specifically for businesses and corporations, but in our own lives we need to really re-engage with our why, our purpose. And that's really the first step in any kind of goal achievement or success. You need a strong purpose to create the energy, to be the fuel to keep you going when things get difficult. If you don't have a powerful purpose, then you're not going to have the staying power necessary to keep moving against the inertia, and the objectives won't get accomplished. So again, in the ebook, The Resilient Professional, we have a very detailed chapter that walks you through your purpose, your why. Why are you on this earth? What are the key things that really give you meaning? And then really with your work and your professional life and your volunteer life and your life with your families are really extensions. They're vehicles to allow you to work out your purpose in life. And you should try to begin making connections between your purpose and the professional work that you do. So that's the first thing. Identify with your why. If you haven't done that for a while, again, I'd encourage you to download the Resilient Professional, go through the exercise on creating a powerful why. Now, once you've done that, then you begin looking at the functional areas of your life, and that's really creating a powerful vision for how you want each area of your life to look. And so it's that visual representation of what does my health and my physical life look like? What's the vision of the ideal? What about my finances? What's that vision like? What about my professional career? What is the vision that really excites me? And so you need to go through each of the functional areas of your life and envision what you want that outcome to look like. And it's going to change over the years. It's not a static kind of process. Once you've done that, then I think a practical exercise is also to link it to mission, so that in each area of your life, the physical, the relational, the professional, you name it, you're going to have some specific missions that will be very important for you in 2017. Those missions really put some focus to taking your purpose and your vision for the future and laying down the tracks of powerful missions in each area of your life. And it can be different in the different areas. And again, the Resilient Professional book talks about that. There's some practical exercises that will walk you through developing a powerful mission in the functional areas of your professional life and your personal life. Now, of course, once you've done that, the next thing is to go through and be very purposeful around a strategic plan, a business plan, a goal-setting plan, to really make the things that you've envisioned in your heart and your mind to be real in the real world. And the only way that I know of doing that is actually developing a game plan, setting down goals, making them specific and actionable, and begin working on that plan. So again, the Resilient Professional ebook has a very detailed goal-setting template to walk you through each of the major areas of your life, again, physical, relational, emotional, cognitive, financial, professional, to begin laying down very specific goals for 2017. Now, it's not just 2017, it's beyond that as well, but it gets you focused on this next year. Focus is critical to accomplishing anything professionally. And then the final thing I would say is that as you begin this process in the Resilient Professional, we talk about building your team, that cohort that surrounds you to help you to be more effective. It could be coaches, it could be your co-workers, it could be your manager, it could be trusted confidants who hold you accountable, who encourage you, that keep you on the path towards achieving the goals and objectives that you set out. Okay, so in a nutshell, do a self-assessment, reflect back on the last year, and again, celebrate the victories, but also be brutally honest on the areas that you need to work on. Number two, get reacquainted with your purpose. A lot of us sort of slide through our days, day after day, not overly excited. We have nothing that really drives our agenda. Really important you cultivate purpose. Link that purpose to some powerful visions about your future in each of the functional areas of your life. And then you drill down even more deeply and create powerful mission statements for each area. And again, we've got a mission statement at home for our family, we've got a mission statement for work as an example, and that drives our priorities about where we allocate time and what our goals are. And then finally, put legs in that whole plan by having specific goals. Keep yourself accountable, have an accountability team, have coaches to encourage you to talk about how you can make improvements, and more than anything else, be humble so you can accept coaching. You don't know it all. Even though you may have achieved a lot of success, there's always something that we can learn from others, whether it's from our mentors, the people around us, the books we read. So again, if you haven't downloaded the Resilient Professional ebook, I would encourage you to do that. It's great information. More than anything else, it's really practical. So it'll walk you through some very specific action steps. So if you're viewing this on the website, then there'll be some links below this video that you can just click on to get the ebook. And if you are viewing it on YouTube, then of course just click the links in the notes underneath the video. That'll take you to a landing page to get the book. And just make a commitment to yourself to book time so you can begin working through the Resilient Professional ebook so you can make 2017 amazing. All the best for 2017 as you cultivate both professional and personal resiliency. As well, if you lead teams and you're interested in leading your teams through a process of goal cultivation, purpose cultivation, and developing compelling visions and missions, we'll be happy to start a conversation with you about how we can craft a customized program for your sales teams, your corporate teams to go through this exercise. You take care.